Hello everyone, again. Welcome to Cairn with Avelinivius, and we're going to be picking up from this spot right here where we last left off. Um, we left off in a state of being hungry, thirsty, and exhausted after the previous climb that we did outside, which was pretty intimidating, pretty challenging, and we're just going to get on with it, climb back out, and try to reach this first piece of this doll that we are looking for right now. Yeah, let me focus a little bit because I don't want to be falling off this part, especially considering that it wasn't all that hard for us last time. We've managed to find some gear. We've managed to replenish the hunger of the recording and thirst as well. Used some water for that. Okay, I think I messed up a little bit. And I just managed to hold on to the wall in this part, in this section. Yeah, talking and doing the game is pretty challenging for me. So yeah, I ate something, drank some water, and yeah, that was pretty much all I did back there. I just need to go back down outside, and then we're going to be looking for this first part of the doll, and we'll see what else we can manage. Yeah, I realized that I
No, not now!
yeah, I think I messed up by going down here, so I need to go back
Okay, focus.
and get up there. Yeah, so we seem to have learned that this indestructible troglodyte piton is actually favored by the game, and I don't even need to win this sort of small QuickTime event. I just need to select it and I can use it as a priority choice, so to say. So that's good. Okay. I didn't seem to struggle so much on the way there, which is interesting. Okay, let's see. I wonder if I can swing over to the side. Yeah, this may not be the best idea. Okay, I think I'm going to just try to recover from this position and get back
No!
to the real deal when I'm through with it. So, hold on tight and see you in a bit. Alright, I have managed to get through it. Took me only like 10 minutes to do so. In the end, what I did was, instead of trying to climb over the ledge or over this little hole, I just rappelled all the way down and climbed up um, this rock part right here, as you can see. Turned out to be way easier than here. As you can see, I fell down like 8 times in total, and I feel like it would have been more, because there was this section without any sort of uh, holes for the legs, for the feet. So I just decided that I'm going to try this out, and it was a good decision because I climbed it on the first go with the usage of this one piton. Okay, I actually did manage to fall down here somehow. I don't know. Honestly, from what the game has taught me so far, in the previous hours, I wouldn't expect those climbs right here to be so difficult. The climbs there outside, the climb here, I don't understand what's going on. It feels like either I forgot what this game is about, even though I didn't, or something has happened to the difficulty of the game and suddenly everything is really, really hard. But anyway, something happened on the way. As you can see in the top left corner, my hands are hurt. And I need to take a look at it. So we've got fingers that are cut and are bleeding. So I'm going to try for the first time to tape the fingers. We're just going to tape them all because we have a lot of tape. Now I'm kind of thankful to myself for picking up this additional tape way down there in one of the first episodes, because it seems like whenever the finger strength or finger health goes down, it's all fingers simultaneously. It doesn't seem like it's one, two, or some fingers. I had to tape them all 10 of them. Well, I didn't, probably. Taping only a couple of fingers would have probably resulted in some improvement to the grip. But yeah, having the maximal grip strength is crucial, I believe, seeing how my climbs are going so far. Okay, so we are through with this part. We just need to continue up towards this section, and this piece of the doll is marked somewhere here. I do not really see it anywhere here. Maybe it's at the top of the mountain, maybe somewhere here. I don't know. Going to scout through the terrain a little bit. Maybe it's way up there. Once again, take a look at that map. I think this yellow line all around marks the spot where this doll can be. So I would assume it's on one of these ledges, maybe up there. Okay, so let's go then. Maybe we wait up for the rain to wear down, because I don't want to climb on wet rock. So yeah, in a moment then I'm going to pick up on the topic that I wanted to pick up last time in the last episode, and that's how to start climbing, right? Because I'm playing a game about climbing, I'm talking a lot about climbing, and giving you a bit of an insight into the techniques, the equipments, and such. But I've never talked to you about how to start it, and I think that's rather important to know what you are doing when climbing, when comparing to, for example, doing gym time, going to the gym to do some weightlifting. You can do that without any sort of preparation, but of course, as you get into it more and more, you will notice that the proper technique is quite important, and it's definitely the same when it comes to climbing. So doing climbing, you can just go and do it pretty much without any sort of think through or whatever, but it's definitely good to know what does climbing require and such. Yeah, so let me quickly take a look in my backpack, and I'll try to eat something. Let's eat some chocolate. Let's reorganize the inventory once again. We are left with a single sip of water, which is really bad. Yeah, that's definitely not good. I think I may need to withdraw from the plan of going up and try to look for a place where I can fill my water up. There seems to be some water in this cave, maybe here, hopefully here. Okay, we're going to scrap the plan of climbing towards this doll piece and try to recover from our ugly situation. Okay, so let's rappel down, because I want to put a piton in
Nice.
case I'm going to be looking at a fall. Yeah, that's definitely what I planned. Ava, thank you.
Cool.
Yes, that's also quite good. Second piton. Whatever. Okay, so starting to the climbing adventure. Yeah, so I would advise definitely that if you want to do it, then first of all, go and do some bouldering. Bouldering is a very nice start into the climbing because it doesn't require any equipment, it doesn't require any experience. You will pretty much just go get some sport clothing, get some sport shoes, and just do it. You will go into a climbing gym, hopefully, and most likely local climbing gym in your area of residence. And you don't really need to bring much, as I said. You just need some clothes to switch for the climbing session, some comfortable shoes, definitely. I talked about climbing shoes a couple of episodes ago. You don't really need them at first, I would say. At the lower level of climbing, lower levels of climbing, you don't really need to be worrying about having the right shoes, because your regular sport shoes will do just fine. Okay, give me a moment. Need to focus and find the spots where I can hold on to. Okay, that seems good. Okay, then I'm going to go to here. Okay, use a piton right here. Go off belay to lower myself down. Can I go up, please? Finally, thank you. Yep. So you go to a gym, a climbing gym, and bring the necessities, the clothing, the shoes. You should bring some water, of course. You're going to need it. And yeah, first thing that you will need to do is to get oriented in the grading system in your local gym. So it's most likely, because that's the usual thing, most likely you're going to be visited or you're going to be presented with this coloring sort of grading style, and you'll be looking at the first couple of levels of grading. Depending on whether you are a person that works out already, or it's going to be the first ever activity that you're going to pick up, then yeah, if you are proficient in sports, you'll be probably climbing up to the like third or maybe fourth grade that is available from the bottom. And if you are just starting, then the first level, the first grade, or maybe the second grade
May you find peace in these heights.
is what you will want to do. Okay, let's see. Clear water. Let's drink the water. Let's fill out those 2 bottles. And let's go up. I'm definitely going to grab some sleep now, because I'm doing badly health-wise. And I see that I have an option to lick a frog, and there is a dead guy next to the frog. I think this may be the frog that we've been hinted at in like the 2 or 3 episodes ago. And at one from one perspective, I feel like it's unreasonable to go and lick this frog, but there's this other perspective of being curious, and I really wish to try it. I need to think about it for a moment. But yeah, when it comes to starting the climbing, you just go there, and first of all, if you feel uncomfortable with going climbing all by yourself without knowing what to do, then feel free to ask the staff of the local gym to show you around and maybe get you into the basics, or ask anyone in the climbing gym, because the climbing community, from what I can tell, pretty much anywhere in the world, is a very open, very welcoming, and very chill community. Um, it's sort of the same vibe as if you were going into a local gym, regular gym, where weightlifting happens, and going around greeting people that are there even though you don't know them. That's pretty much the same with the climbers. They are often very open people, very friendly people. So anyone that you come up to and ask about guidance will probably be eager to help you. So feel free to do that. Don't feel like it's a burden on somebody to do it, because that's not what's gonna happen. They are definitely going to be looking towards helping you. Yeah, let's sit at the camp and get through our supplies. So we've got our fingers taped. Um, we are going to go into the pit on repair. Okay, nice. We've got one pit on. We're going to sleep for a while. Okay, that's enough for now because we're reaching quite harsh levels of hunger. So let's first get some instant noodles going. Consume them. Eat some oats, why not? What else can we do? Let's cook some raspberries. Okay, it's the raspberry juice, so maybe leave it for now. Gentian infusion doesn't do much with hunger. What about cooking sugar? Sure, let's see what happens. Clear water extra sweet. Okay, not much. Sure, let's do that. Okay, we've got a tea bag, a coffee packet, sorry, some more instant noodles. So we are looking at a pretty bad situation with food. So let's try to make do with what we have. Okay, goat milk. Can make some raspberry juice that is going to supply us with some hunger replenishment, whilst also giving us, of course, something to drink. So we're going to store that away. And I think that's enough for now. Let's look at our backpack. Let's collect the chalk. We've got 2 and 3. That's good. No, I don't want to do that. And realize I can use A and D keys to cycle through. Oh, it seems that I don't really have an option to cook anything with the underground oak, so it's purely for eating and healing up a little bit. Good to know. We've got 1 piton, 2 gentian, plants. Very useful in an infusion. That infusion is only to replenish some health and what was it? First, of course. Yeah, we cannot do that. We do not have water anymore to look at the recipe. I don't think that there is any sort of recipe book to look through. So let's go to sleep for now. Yep. Let's wait up until like 1 AM, sure. Not to waste too much of our food supply. Let's leave and get back some water from this pond. What happens if I try to return? Quick save and quit. Your progress will be temporarily saved and you will be able to pick up where you left only once. Okay, I don't want to do that. I have to leave this frog for now. I cannot really risk it. Or do I? Okay, what's the worst that can happen, right? Become woozy from licking a frog. Okay, I see. Okay, I'm glad I did that. I thought that it's going to make me go unhealthy in some way, but this doesn't seem too bad. And I got an achievement for it, so that's nice. Now we're going to be climbing while being on drugs. Okay, once again, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, you go to a climbing spot, a climbing gym, ask for help. If you don't, sure, you don't need to, because what you need to know about climbing is pretty much just 1 or 2 things to make it look professional on an amateur level. Or to just, yeah, make it or do it the way you're supposed to do it. Quick sip of water. First of all, you find a route to your liking. So we're going to be looking at those climbing grades that I told you about. And you're going to look for some starting holds. They're going to be marked with those respective color markers. And the markers are either going to be on 2 separate holds or 1 hold together. And each marker represents a position for a hand to start the climbing. Okay, so you find the route. Let's say there are two markers of the same color on holes that are also of the same color, because what you need to know and what you are going to notice is that the climbing routes in a climbing gym are made out of holes that are in the same color. Green, blue, pink, yellow, whatever. Doesn't really matter. It matters only for the sake of knowing which holes to use on a specific route. Using holes of different colors is forbidden. This, if you step on a yellow hold on a green holded climb, then your climb is pretty much neglected. It doesn't count. So you have to focus on looking at only your specific holds. And when you find those marking tags, you either put one hand on another tag, on one tag, and one hand on the other tag, and you get up with your feet on some holes. This doesn't matter. You need to find a stable position for yourself. So you will need to learn the principles of your center of your mass and yeah, some stability. And when you are in the air already, so two hands on the holes marked with those color markers and your feet on other climbing holds, then you're good to go. You can start with the climb and you can just move through the climb. Do whatever you are comfortable with, do whatever feels right, whatever feels reasonable, until you reach the top hold, which is going to also be marked with probably, most likely, a marker in similar fashion as the one that was used for starting holds. And the key note to take here is that when you want to finish a climb, when you want to complete the climb, you have to touch the top hold with your both hands. And that's all there is to it, pretty much. There are some minor things to be aware of. You may find that the gym uses a specific color or type of holds for down climb holds. So these are the holds that are going to be sort of aid in climbing down if you don't want to jump off from the top. They're going to be marked with an arrow pointed downwards, most likely. And from my experience, most of the times these holes are either white or gray. Besides regular climbing holes that you're going to hold on to, there's also this type of equipment on the wall which is called volumes or structures. And what these pieces of plastic are they're not holes, they're structures. So they will be structures that are going to be put onto the wall in a way to change the whole shape of the wall itself. And this unlocks different types of movements, different types of route setting with a fixed wall, for example, right? Imagine you have a flat wall that doesn't offer too much difference in what you can do. So pretty much all the climbs are going to be similar. You put a volume on this wall, like, I don't know, some spherical shape, some ledge maybe that extends outwards, and suddenly you have other possible movements available to yourself. And what's the other thing about volumes or structures is that you can you can use them if the gym does allow it. So, for example, you may find some situations where you have volumes of different colors, and in some gyms the volumes are allowed for pretty much any climb, whilst in others red volumes are only going to be allowed on red colored climbs, for example. And really, that's all there is to it. Yeah, until a certain point, you're going to be climbing and progressing. When suddenly, at a later point in time, you're going to see that you slip off with your feet, for example, or you're not strong enough, or you seem to be missing some understanding of the route. That's where you're sort of getting into those higher levels, and you will either want to get some climbing shoes for yourself, um, which you may as well try on with the rental shoes, because the climbing gyms offer rental equipment. But also you will be looking towards learning a bit more about climbing techniques, learning a bit more about positioning of your body, about certain movements and such. So that's all something that is coming to you pretty much spontaneously, live. You learn it by doing it. And that's all I can say about bouldering in the local climbing gyms, I guess. Um, Definitely something to give a go, because it's very satisfying, it's very rewarding, and it is a lot of fun, at least from my perspective. Definitely give it a go if you're looking to be doing something, and maybe hopefully also getting a new hobby. Okay, I think I found the doll piece that we were looking for. It's just here, and in order to get to it, I will need to get up somehow, which doesn't seem to be quite an easy job. Maybe doing it through here would work. I would need to just get up here. Which I definitely could do. I feel like I could achieve that. But then, how to proceed? That's the question. I'll probably need to go back here. Yep, and climb through here. Okay. I think I got the plan. But that's a plan that we're going to realize on another occasion. For now, I will leave up here. So, thank you all once again for watching. It's been Avelinivius in Cairn, and we'll hopefully see you in the next episode. Take care and bye bye.